Hello, my name is Shelley Rugg. I'm the gallery coordinator here at Gallery Route 1. Welcome and thank you for tuning in to our Box Show virtual Docent Talks. 2020 marks the 21st year for the Box Show, and it will be remembered as the virtual Box Show for many years to come. We are truly grateful to all the artists who donate their talents to make these delightful pieces for you to bid on, so that we can raise money for Grow's exhibitions and outreach programming. We have invited some very special box show artists and collectors to talk about the boxes so we can get a good look at the artistry and imagination that went into each work of art.
Hi, I'm Stephen Hurwitz. I'm an artist member and a great fan of the box show. And I'm here to tell you a little bit about the boxes. We're going to walk around and I'm going to let you know what we're looking at. So follow me. Number 26, it's by Kathleen Ripley Rowan Tyson, and it's called Living in a Bubble. It says COVID-19, March 15th, 2020. We are all aware of the virus, and now we are all learning to stay home with our families more and take care of our health. We are reading more, exercising more, and trying to stay sane. We will get through this. You know, what we've got here is it's a house, very detailed. You got a bedroom upstairs and some cool chairs, and downstairs we're in a kitchen. It's just living in the bubble, and there's a big calendar here to tell us where we are. They're marking off the days. But you know, the whole thing is wrapped in plastic, which is, I think, how some people feel, you know. Hi, this is by Nellie Lunabus. It's number 27, and the name of the piece is Say Their Names. This work is about the recent killings of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Ahmaud Arbery. The loss of their lives has brought a spotlight to the racism within our police force, but also to the widespread racism throughout our nation as a whole. I drew their faces as leaves with the hope that the tragic loss of their lives will lead to growth as we begin to confront and dismantle toxic white supremacy in our country. And I'll second that for sure. We are at number 28. It's Michelle Hammond. It's Chrysalis Cocoons Metamorphosis. And you can see closely she's got these little wire cocoons, and inside the cocoons are characters. One of them has a seahorse. Another was a woman with flowers in her hand. I can't quite tell what's in the third one. Beautiful drawings on the paintings on the outside and the top, all of chrysalises, and then there are words all around them. It's really very nicely done. A lot of handwork. The colors are great. I think that people are going to love that piece. Bernie Shimkey, Out West, number 29. It started out as Samuel P. Taylor Park forest scene, but it delved into the Badlands. I guess life these days has repurposed my approach. Therefore, minimalism felt right. Bernie always does these great little tableaus. He also does wonderful things with the sky. This has had a little what does it say on it? Mr. Fixer driving through a road. I guess it's the Badlands. Trees. It's very three-dimensional. It actually comes out of the box. It's really lovely. He can always be counted on as something special. Okay. Oh, Leo van Outen, What is Up? Yeah, it's hard to tell, isn't it? The concept is to portray the enormous changes living within COVID-19 has wrought on our lives. While the natural world around us appears unchanged, it feels as if our daily lives have turned upside down. My box allows you to choose which way is up. The house is occupied by a woman named Hup, which is Dutch for hope. Well, I'll second that again. Oh, here we go. Turn it upside down, and she's by a little lake and the trees, and she's got her laundry out on the line, and you can turn it back the other way, and she's in a house and she's upside down. Very clever. She's got little fish there, some of them sticking their head out and going in. Really nicely painted. There's a lot of really detail. She's really got that. This is number 31. It's by Bruce Birch. He calls it A Bicycle Tour of Lucca, Italy. The photos I used for my box submission, A Bicycle Tour of Lucca, Italy, were selected from hundreds of photographs of bicycles I took while in Lucca. To obtain a more painterly effect, I used a Topaz Degas filter with Photoshop to accentuate the mood of such an ancient town. And gee, I love those old buildings, and he's got them all, and he's got bicycles sitting in front, and I guess we're in a place where you don't really even have to lock those bicycles up. It's a flower shop, and there's it's just beautiful. I love those flowers on the window ledges. It's really old world Italy. That's it. Okay, this is by Quitsa. It's number 32, and she calls this Why Not Just Dance. This box was going to be about confinement and not being able to get out when a friend came in and said, she looks like a Matisse dancer. And I thought, why not just dance? Why not just dance it out and have a positive box? You did it, Vakitsa. It's positive. You even got Rosebud in there, who you always include. Why not just dance? It's got little spirals painted on the top. It's signed under those things. And there she is dancing, little mirror on the wall, convex mirror. And she's got a nice little pattern. Beautiful. You can always count on her to do something wonderful. And she has not let us down. We got one by Molly Ray and Larry Rippey. It's number 33, and it's called After COVID. Boy, look at that. We were inspired by Peter Bruegel the Elder, The Wealthy Dance, as a vision of our own of what will be life, what will look life real like after the viral crisis has passed. And there it is. That's what it's going to be like. We're going to be dancing in the streets, big circle. Bruegel the Elder. I get it. It's wonderful. The colors, it's very bright. It's very joyful. And everyone's happy and nobody's wearing a mask. How do you like that? This is box number 34 by Michelle Smith. She calls it Bird by Bird, a mantra Michelle has adopted as she faces challenges, rebuilding her life after the fire, one thing at a time, bird by bird, made with acrylic paint, air-dry clay, and love. And the title was inspired by Annie Lamott. And that is a really special box. It's what I call naive, and I love naive painting and art. And she's got all these wonderful little animals she made out of clay, and wonderful colors. And she's outside. Lovely box, really nice. Number 35, Desert Life by Jane Santucci. Tour of our national parks. If you have never traveled past Salt Lake City and Park City Mountains into the central and southern part of Utah, you have missed some of the most natural beauty scenery in the United States. It's quite open with some spectacular national parks like Capitol Reef, Arches, Canyonlands, Bryce Canyon, Zion, and the northern part of Grand Canyon. This is where the dinosaurs roam, followed by the American Indian. Next, head to St. George at the southwest corner of Utah, and finally to Las Vegas, which completes your journey from the sublime to the ridiculous. Exactly. Take a week or so to visit these wonderful national parks on a scenic road trip. And she's got it. She's got the sand, and there's a teepee in the mountains, Bryce Canyon sticking up, and Indians. It's lovely little animals. It's, again, it's naive, and nothing is to scale, which I like, by the way. Number 36, Xander Weaver, a skull artist statement, Thule Elk Unboxed. The box is the ink. This is my 6th box, and I have turned into ink and made a painting with it. To create the ink, I take my box, break it into pieces, burn and cook the pieces in a fire in such a way that carbon is preserved. Then grind the pieces of charcoal with a mortar and pestle until powdered. Then I mixed in distilled water and discovered plum resin for the binder, aka natural glue, to create ink. At this point, using only homemade, all-natural pens and paintbrushes, created using materials such as elderberry, soup root, and feathers, I proceed to paint this portrait of a Thule elk from Point Reyes based on a photo I took several years ago. Lovely, really beautiful. This is number 37, Sue Zupko, An Invocation to Healing. She writes, this box is an expression of an invocation, a calling to the spirit world of healing. The human world currently resides in an extended timeout, a place of pausing in which we can consider how we might emerge from this period of force quit with new and improved operating systems. I'll go for that. We call on these energies and and entities willing to support us in our desire to illuminate, transmute, repair, and to make this necessary evolutionary leap. And she's turned her box into a little house, painted it with water and beach and a beautiful lotus on the beach and a spirit woman dancing on the shore. It's beautiful. The hand painting is lovely. The colors are soft and healing. Number 38, Tina Roberts, Marin Memory Box. She's got a black framed in background, and she's got 5 different paintings of local West Marin scenes. She's got the beach, it's at Drake's Beach. She's got Elephant Mountain. She's got looking down from the heights there. I can't remember the trail. Down to Tamales Bay, a sunset, and picture of the mountains looking across Tamales Bay. It's beautiful. It's really 5 nice scenes from West Marin. Okay, we're looking at number 39, called Brave Soul by Thomas Keithley. He says this, the beauty of the spirit of so many brave souls lives on forever. To me as a person, in this our own time, I honor and embrace the indigenous souls of this continent for all they offer. Who are they? Who they became? Who they are now? The spirit living strong. A strong spirit that is an inspiration that is there for all. Thomas works in what do you call resin, and it's sort of like a subterraneous memory locked away, and something that it's where all the memories reside. That's the way I see it. It's murky, and they're all floating around in this some storage area, and when we want to think of something, we dredge one of these things up. It's beautiful. It's very mystical and mysterious. I'm looking at, what number is this? This is number 40 by Sierra Emoji Salem. She calls it, Skin Deep is a vast universe. I see humanity devouring the commons of nature which supports life as we know it, including, but not limited to, humans. We have a continual opportunity to change and make our choices with every waking dollar, okay, and every trash can we send week after week. Is it possible to re-educate adults or to change our, quote, beliefs? What are we choosing? Life is art. Oh boy. My sentiments exactly, by the way. We've got poor Earth hanging there. What are we going to do about it, huh? Number 41, Pillaged Folly by Joshua and Kate Birch. We like to say the Pillaged Folly is the innocent of a fantasy that has been lost. The concept for this box continually evolved as time went by, but the main thing we wanted to include this year was something welded, bringing together the elements of fire, spark, metal, wood, stain, and various degrees of hardware. They did that, and it's a very, there's a real strong image. There's a hand inside, metallic hand holding, juxtaposed with this little toy, I would say that is a pony. And so you've got this locked away in this sort of metal box. You know, what a switch, what a juxtaposition between the two. All right, let's go on to box number 42, called The Summoning, and by Sean Foley. This box depicts a plague doctor summoning a huge, abominable, otherworldly creature from a pit at the top of what looks like an ancient Mayan temple. I wanted it to be a reflection of a certain dark, malignant aspect of the dread surrounding us during this sheltering. All I can say is, whoa! I love this little guy. He really creates scale here. It's really got a, and I look over it, and the witch has a beak on it in his face. He might be wearing a mask, and the monster is truly frightening. Reminds me, of course, of video games. Lovely. I shouldn't say lovely. Scary. Okay, number 43. Look what you've done. From whatever angle you view it, today's political landscape is a disaster. It has become polarized with both factions in lockstep with each other, either faction unwilling to budge from their party line. This piece reflects these conditions in simplistic form, using ceramic digits to represent our politicians and our flag to symbolize our divided country. Red, white, and blue, broken in the middle, blue on the top, red on the top, blue on the bottom, designated by the fingernails. It's real straightforward. You get it. Really, it doesn't. There's no getting around. You got it. You know, this Shirley Saltzman and Bruce Canna Fox did something here called Singularity of Misplaced Affections. It's box number 44. And Shirley Saltzman's box has been hijacked by the notorious technomancer Bruce Canna Fox, in the dimensions beneath the concept of singularity of misplaced affections lie animation sorcery, flat panel display wizardry, decades of open source operating system drudgery, the Silicon Valley knackery of miniaturization, 55 years of Moore's Law, the dark Atlantis of YouTube tutorials, and the fuzzy tuning of 3D printer. And you know, you've got this vortex, it just wants to suck you right in, and floating in that middle of that vortex is this techno crystal, red and blue revolving something. Okay, we're looking at number 45. It's been done by Dana Davidson. She calls this Dragonfly and Fireflies. It's one of those that you plug in. It's got broken mirrors reflecting the light of all these little fireflies, and you in the center is this really meticulously made, very geometric in many ways, firefly, delicate wings. You've got pinks and turquoise. It's really pretty neat. They're really carefully made, all hand done. It's done in a blue box that I would say is the night in all these little fireflies are floating around. You know, I grew up in the Midwest where we have fireflies, but I haven't seen any around here, and I really miss them. They're wonderful little creatures. This is box number 46. It's called Reflections number 6. It's made by Juliette Musso, Shamari Ware and Chris Ware. It's sort of an environment, but it's more like a Marguerite environment. You've got different sizes. You got this nice big, really old ancient light bulb, and I think we've got a little music box here. Do I get this right? Yeah, I didn't do it. I think one of the features is this cabinet. Got some paintings in different parts of it. There are little maps and documents in there, and the drawers open. Inside the drawers, I find there are little memories in the drawers. It's kind of things that you pick up when you're on your like a shell and a feather, or your favorite little things like that. It's perched on handles for drawers. So drawer is a big image for this. That's number 46, Reflections number 6. This is number 47, Keep Your Love Light On by Michelle Fontaine. And she says this year my box represents the great loss of life we've experienced around the world due to the pandemic. An empty chair on the front porch depicts that loss. The light in the window reminds us of love within and to shine despite those difficult times we find ourselves in. The greatest losses in this pandemic have been in our commitment to color, mainly elders. We can do better. And you know, this is one of those really special boxes, really detailed, the sense of place. You know, it's realistic. You've got the little flowers in the vase and this old chair that's, you know, it looks like it's really realistic, and it's all three-dimensional. A multicolored rug. The posts are suspended on a foundation of stones, river rock, metal sheet, roof over the porch. Real special. It's one of those really meticulous architectural kind of boxes that we get every year. We've got number 48, Matt Armstrong. Just a Little Resistance is what he calls this. Now, for me, it's pretty enigmatic. It's a black box. It's got a little switch on the side, and there's a little hole that you know, you look into, and I've looked into it, and there's this little blue light, and it's really not that easy to tell what you're looking at. And maybe life's like that, the unknown, black box, and the future really, you get a glimpse of it, but you can't quite make it out. I think this is a very voyeuristic box. You know, I feel like I'm peeking at something, at this mystery. It's unusual, very cerebral. This is number 49. It's by John Capasso. He titles this Reflections of the Way Life Used to Be. John Capasso works in digital media, transforming original photos into vibrantly colorful, abstract images. He frequently employs techniques that produce repeating geometric patterns, including mandalas. Both of these aspects are in evidence in this box this year. And as you can see, the colors are magnificent. They're very rich, deep colors. From what I see, it's multi-dimensional. This mandala, I see it. It's really floating, and at the same time centering the greens and the oranges and the blues. It's something you got to see, and we're looking at it now. This is as close as you're going to get, I think. This is number 50. Sunlight is the Best Disinfectant by Sandra Socklin and Robin Craybill. Sun rises and sets on all people equally. Politically, the sun is the symbol of transparency, truth, and honesty. We seem to be obsessed with disinfectants this year for public health reasons, yet the need for exposing corruption has never been greater. And Sunlight is the Best in Disinfectant was written in 1914 by Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis about exposing political corruption to promote social and racial justice. It's got a quote over here by Marianne Williamson. A miracle is a shift in perception from fear to love. It's orange with yellow and a beautiful painting on the front of an orange sun. Actually, yellow sun with orange outlines. Really lovely.